Hello folks, so today we're going to move this gas line down a little bit. We got our new stove, but we noticed that the stove has a clearance of about 4 inches and this thing is about 5.5 inches tall. So I want to drop this down about 2 inches or so I can slide my stove back so it doesn't hit this pipe and cause it to basically, you know, protrude out from the cabinet. So first order of business is removing this drywall. I already cut my pattern out with this oscillating saw. So the next step is to find the screws in here. All right, here we go. We'll try to get this pipe out of here. All right, there it is. Whew. So cut 3 inches off of that. I'll show you how to do that downstairs. All right, so now we're going to set up the threader. We got a manual threader, rigid, at number 450. So this has been a good tool. I got this off of Craigslist. I think I paid $200 for it. So it's a pretty sweet tool. If I can get it unhooked. There we go. Lays out pretty good. Just put a piece of cardboard on the floor, so that way there, we don't make a mess of the basement floor when we start doing the oil. Now we have our pipe. We'll look at the threads. The threads on that side look really good. Threads on this side, not so much. So let's go ahead and, so we're 5.5 inches tall. We need to go down to minimum 4 inches. So I'm gonna say 1, 2, maybe if we do, you know, let's knock off, I know I said 3 inches. Let's do 2 3/4, just to be kind of on the safe side. I don't want to cut it too short. All right, so that's my mark. That's where I want to cut it. Throw it in the threader. And what's cool about this, it has a built-in vise. So you just get a cutter. And make sure your wheels are lined up. Pipe goes in here. Right on that line that we made. Okay. Just go around, and every so often you turn it about 1/4 of an inch to get it nice and tight. Don't want to put too much pressure on it. You wear your blade out. Cuts it pretty good. Almost there. And there we go. All right. So now we're cut. But you see, we have to ream it out. It's got a little bit of a groove there. So let's do that. Put it back in. Get the reamer, rid of that little bit of a sharp edge there. Helps the gas flow a little bit better. It's not so critical on gas. I mean, water pipes, you would definitely want to get rid of that, because it affects the turbulence, and you're running like, you know, 60 pounds of water or so. It does create a lot of turbulence and water pipes out a little bit more. Got that. All right. Now you see we have a nice bevel in there. Pretty sweet, huh? All right, so now it's time to do the threading. So what we're going to do is get our trusty oil bin. Make sure it's underneath the pipe. Got enough oil in here. We'll just test it. Oh yeah, that's good. And then we get our 3/4 inch threader. See right there. The way you want to put it on is the back side first, the threader side and the outside. I like putting it in here first, the handle. Voila. All right, so now we're going to insert it. When you first do it, you want to just guide it in. Make sure you're turning it the correct way. Starting to engage. And with engage, you want to put a lot of oil on this because you don't want to wear out your threader, your teeth on your threader. Too much oil is just enough oil. Be nice to have a nice electric threader, but it'll set you back about $5 grand. So we'll go with this one. This set, I think I paid about $450 for. Got it off eBay. Came with a nice metal case. I got a 1/16 of an inch all the way up to 2 inch. Had to replace a couple of the threads, but that's the price to pay. Do a little bit of a workout while you do this. What you want to do is just keep going till the end of your threads hit the end of the pipe. It's kind of a good indication that you're deep enough. We're almost there. Normally I'd be on the other side, but easier to see it on the camera this way. We getting there? Yep. I think I will go on the other side. I'm too old to do it that way. There. Looks like it. All right. Show you what I'm talking about here. You can see the threads towards the end of the pipe. That's what I'm looking for to make sure I have enough engagement for when I place it on top. The other pipe. So now we're going to back this off. That's kind of the scary part. This is where you can kind of mangle up your threads a little bit. I feel like it went over the ridge good, which is nice. We'll see what it looks like. So compare it to the other one. See if it's deep enough. Looks good to me. All right. That's a really good looking thread right there. Clean that off a little bit. What we'll do is run underneath the water, get all the oil out, throw a rag down it with a piece of wood or something dried up. You don't want water getting in your brand new appliances, and plus there's a little bit of leftover metal shavings in there you want to get rid of. But you see how much oil is in there. We don't want that in our brand new stove. There you go. Not bad, huh? Now we should be at the right height. Get everything where we want it to be. All right, so we have the fitting, the 90 on there, and I made a ink mark which represents the center. So if I tighten it up from the top, I know that the center is going to be pointing towards me, and I know it's nice and, you know, it's in the direction that I want upstairs, straight out. So a little bit of thought into it. I'm going to go upstairs now and just drop it through. If you see it, let me know. All right, now we'll apply the pipe dope. Start with a smaller wrench, which will be easier for me. I'll go up a little high so I can see my mark. All right, so we're back on the first floor of the apartment. We have our pipe. I have to be very careful around tightening this because I do have some water pipes that are in the way. That looks like it's good. All right, let's finish this up, shall we? So I'm just gonna put some pipe dope on this. Just a little bit on the inside. Not too much. Started off with a little wrench. Go to the bigger wrench, being mindful of the threads. Okay, I'm happy with that. So next thing I want to do is put a 90 on here. I'll go one more time around, make sure she's snug. Come on, don't throw fit. think that's right where I want it. Little nipple on there. Let's get a little bit more pipe dope. And obviously you can't tighten this nipple by itself. So what we're going to do, put that in there. Then we're going to put some pipe dope on this side. Right. Make sure you got full coverage of the threads. Don't want a lot of dope inside that pipe. So we'll get that out of there. And make sure this thing, so we want it that way. All right, and we'll go this way. That's good. So there's a little bit of dope in here. Not too much. Don't affect the bulb, the ball inside, I should say. I think that's good. Let's check the shut-off operation. Looks nice and smooth. All right, so we're done. We hooked the gas back up, so we're just going to bleed a line. Just a word of caution: you want to make sure that you don't bleed it too long, and explosive environment is 5% of the air volume. So we have 1,000 square foot apartment here, 300 feet in the first floor, 10-foot walls, so we're okay. All right, that's good enough. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for tonight. Plug in there just in case anything major happens. Somebody trips over it or something, but I don't foresee that happening. All right, so what we're gonna do now is use some snoop to see if we have some gas leaks on our installation. We're just gonna put some snoop in there and see if we have any bubbles. And I'm not seeing any bubbles. All right, so we're at the top side. We're gonna check for leaks here. So let's show you what I'm talking about. All right, so let's put some snoop around these fittings. Let's go over it again. Make sure that's not a false reading. Yep, we're good. Sometimes when you squeeze it out, it creates air bubbles. Just to be cognizant of that. Looking really good. No leaks. All right, so I think we can call this installation a success. We got the pipe moved down, so now we can roll the stove over it and not worry about any interference fits, so we're good. Now I'm just going to close up the wall. You guys don't need to see that, it's just basic drywall work. But consider this a success. Done. Thanks for watching.